but I guess that's about right. Well, in April 2016, I decided to try crack cocaine. No, actually, I decided to ride my bicycle from the Pacific to the Atlantic with the stated goal of promoting youth mentoring. In reality, I did it because I just wanted to do it. And along the way, when you spend 40 nights on the road, you need a lot of shelter. In fact, I had 40 different shelters along the way, and because I was almost 60 when I started this ride, there was no way I was going to camp or stay in a sleeping bag. After riding 70 or 80 miles, I don't need these, I really didn't want to crawl into a tent and get all sweaty into a sleeping bag, so I was going to stay in hotels, and there's this organization called warmshowers.org. It's a network of bicycling hospitality homes by bikers, for bikers, and I wanted to stay in as many of those as I could to just kind of share the experience of being on the road. So most of these homes have profiles where you can see, can you pitch a tent in the backyard? Not for me. Do you have an extra couch? Do you have a spare bed? Can you provide a shower? Sometimes they'll give you breakfast, sometimes they'll give you dinner. And in one of these, I found a home in northern Arizona on the Navajo Reservation. Nellie McGillicuddy, name changed to protect her privacy, was a woman who had an extended family that included children, a mother, chickens, dogs, cats, and she said that, you know, the environment could get a little noisy, but if you were willing to stay there, she'd be happy to have you. I thought, hey, it's all part of the adventure. So I'm riding through northern Arizona. The day before, I had made arrangements to stay with her, and I sent her a text message just to confirm that, hey, are we still good? Can I still stay with you? And she sends me a message back, gives me her address, and says, you know, tonight I've got a meeting at church. I got to take one of my kids to this church meeting. I may not be there when you get there, but my 14-year-old daughter will still be home, and she can let you in. Here's my address. Checked it out on Google Maps. I'm good to go. Hop on the bike, 70, 80 miles down the road, pulling into town, not much of a town, and no signal. I mean, I can't send a text message, can't make a phone call. The map function is sort of working. I'm on a road. The road has no name, connected to another road with no name, and what do I do? Go into the fast food restaurant, get my dinner. Since she's busy, I thought I'd feed myself. And so I come across some teenagers in a fast food place, go figure, and they've got smartphones. Go figure. And they get signal. And I just ask them, hey, can you tell me where 6328 Cavalier Way is? And, you know, so they pull it up on their phone. Oh, yeah, it's right here. And I look over and I picture where the map is. And I notice it's pointing to a mobile home park that's just down the road a little bit. I can actually see it from where we're at. I'm thinking, okay, I can make it in there and I can find the place once I get in the mobile home park. So ride down the road. There's only one road into the mobile home park. Pull in there, and the asphalt's kind of beat up and broken, and I start looking for a street sign. And there's no street signs. And I need to find this number, and I can't find out where I'm going. And everywhere you look, there's privacy fences that are 8 feet high with beware of dog signs, and sure enough, there's dogs beating on the fence, and there's barking everywhere. And there's a guy coming by in a pickup truck, so I kind of wave him down. I say, hey, can you tell me where 6328 Cavalier Way is? And he goes, oh, man, I don't know. I mean, none of these streets have any names. I noticed. Well, who you looking for, man? Nellie McGillicuddy? Oh, yeah, I know where Nellie lives, man. You go down that road there, you make a left, you go over this hump, come up over, and about, I don't know, five doors down there, that's where Nellie lives. Okay. And so I get on my bike, dogs are barking everywhere, and, you know, I'm not too conspicuous. I got this bright jersey on, helmet, tight pants, and dogs are barking everywhere. So go down the road, go over the hump, 5 doors down, and sure enough, at least there's on the fence with the tall gate and a locked gate, there is the correct number. And I'm thinking, well, start banging on the door, and sure enough, a young girl comes out, and I'm kind of peeking through the crack, and she's peeking through the crack at me, and, are you the bike guy? Yeah. And so, oh yeah, mom told me you'd be coming. So she unlocks the gate, brings me in, and there we go into her mobile home, and sure enough, there's dogs and there's cats. I don't see the chickens, but she leads me in, and I'm able to get a warm shower, as advertised. And not too long after that, Mom comes home with the other kids, and they start going through their dinner preparations, and I've already eaten. I said, thank you very much. But they just go through their nightly routine, and after she gets the kids to bed, we have a chance to talk and learn about the fact that even though she's not a Navajo, she married someone from the Navajo tribe, and they had a couple of kids, and now he's 100 miles away somewhere else, and she's not only raising her 2 kids, but she's got a daughter from one of her friends that she's raising on her own. She takes care of her invalid mother in the back bedroom, and it was just a very interesting place to find shelter. And it was also interesting conversation, which was what I was hoping to find as part of this whole ride. So she gets her kids to bed. I get the couch. I'm under handmade quilts. The next morning she makes me an omelet with the eggs from her chickens, with peppers from her garden, and gives me juice and everything else. And she's in a big hurry trying to get her kids ready and get off to school. And she gets everybody ready and gets out the door, and finally she looks back at her final son and goes, hey, you need to get going. I'm leaving in 5 minutes. If you're not with me, you got to find your own way to school. You can either ride your bike, because grandma can't take you. And so, door closes, and how you doing, kid? I got my bike, and so I ended up just leaving. He was still eating his breakfast. I rode my bike. I hope he rode his. But either way, it was a very interesting experience that was just one of many that I had along the road, and I could tell you all kinds of hotel stories as well. But I'll just leave you with the fact that it was a very interesting stay to be with a woman who didn't bike, but hosted bikers, and whose kids still had to bike to school, but in their lifetime, they probably never went more than 10 miles from home. And I was just happy that they were able to host somebody who was riding a few thousand miles. Thank you.